So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Roma Theory. No, I'm not late to the party. Yes, I've received a lot of messages wanting me to speak about this topic. No, I'm not late to the party. We're here today to speak about this. It's one of those topics which I wish we would never have to talk about. But obviously, as a fan forum, we go through highs and lows together. And this is without a doubt one of the lowest of the season. And it's one of the lowest of the season because the big man, the person who is who made this team what it is, has got a big question mark around him in these past hours. And I think the timing of this is ridiculous. And this is why the media will never in a million years get my heart away. It will never get my support. Because the media knows that this is the most important week of Roma. And that Thursday's game will mark the future of this club. Both financially, both motivational wise, and even, to be fair, the manager himself. And yet, what does the media do? They speak about this right now. 3 days before the most important game of the season, to destabilize the environment and destabilize the concentration of players. This is why I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's already bad news for the team and the environment, let alone 3 days before Thursday. It destabilizes everything, absolutely everything. Let's get into this. Let's get into this topic because as you're probably aware, you've probably read around today, yesterday, this weekend. Mourinho's future is very at risk. Mourinho's future is very at risk, and as a person, a 17-year-old who has literally filmed one Roma content, spoke about Roma and goes live every day to speak about Roma, 365 days each year. Yes, there are a few exceptions, I know. I can say that this is the lowest point throughout the entire Jose's Roma career about his future. Because from what I'm reading and from what I'm hearing, Mourinho will leave Roma at the end of the season. How does this start? This starts on Saturday. This starts on Saturday with Ivan Zazzaroni, an absolute clown. Which, don't get me wrong, he's always a journalist, but I hate journalists, and he is an absolute clown. And what he said on Saturday is this: it's confirmed Mourinho will leave Roma at the end of the season because he feels too isolated in this club. And the second he said this, every little branch possible branched away from this and started going, Mourinho will leave Roma at the end of the season. To be fair, I want to completely snub the media because until the day I see Mourinho go away from Rome, I don't believe in anything. And this is not just about Mourinho. Even when the media says something about Benzema joining Roma, until the day I see Benzema wear a Roma jersey, I don't believe it. This is the same. This is the same. Until Jose steps away from Trigoria and salutes and gives a farewell to his players, I am not believing in this. I am not believing in this bullshit, which is here to destabilize the team, to destabilize the environment in the most crucial week of the season. Because Thursday's game, the fact that the first leg is at home, makes this game the most important game of the season. If we don't win on Thursday, we're not getting in that final. So, yeah, maybe if we draw we can, but if we lose, we're definitely not getting in that final. Look, this may be true, this may be false. I don't want to believe in this. I don't want to believe in this because I am not prepared to say goodbye to this coach. And I don't want to sound delusional here, but I am being honest here. I have never fallen in love with any other coach than Mourinho. I have never, and I'm saying this, I've gone through so many coaches, I've gone through so many players. I have never fallen in love with an individual. I am genuinely not prepared for him to leave. I am not. Because, as I said in the yesterday's stream, what Mourinho has created in this team has revolutionized my view of football. It has made me actually consider and care about these players. It has made me more closer to the team. You know, I have never cried for Roma. I've never cried for Roma. The first time I cried for Roma was last season when we reached the Conference League final. Because Mourinho did something with this team that makes you closer to it. It makes you more close to the players and the manager himself. And this is why I don't want him to leave. I don't want him to leave. Another reason why I don't want him to leave is because there are two other reasons why I don't want him to leave. The first reason why I don't want him to leave is because with Mourinho, I think this team has undergone massive steps when it comes to mentality. Under Mourinho, this team has evolved in terms of mentality, in terms of having a more winning mentality. And I don't want to get back to mediocrity. I don't want to get back to mediocrity. Getting a mediocre coach and therefore having consequences to that. I don't want that. And another reason why I don't want Jose to leave right now, because look, the day will come. The day will come. Jose's his journey to Roma is not eternal. There will be that day where he leaves, and I'm not doubting that. But it can't be now. It cannot be now. You know, the day. Look, at the end of the day, love stories all come to an end. He will leave Roma. I'm not doubting that. But he can't leave Roma like this. It can't end like this after the love that he's shown and the unity which he has created between all of the fans and the players. It cannot end like this. And that's my initial thought on everything. My initial thought on everything is it can't end like this. So let's talk about this. Why? Effectively, why? The question is why? Why are we hearing Jose leaving? Why are we hearing these rumors in these past weeks? The answer is very simple. The answer all withstands after that Monza game. In that Monza post-match interview, everything felt like it crumbled apart. It was that post-match interview which has exacerbated the media saying Jose will leave at the end of the season. Because what he effectively said in that post-match interview, which is not wrong, is that he's alone. And he's fighting for this club by himself. And this is due to the fact that the Fredkins have approached a style of ownership, a style of guidance, a style of ruling, which makes them quiet. And as much as that could be, that brings great benefits when it comes to the transfer market and all of that. But it brings terrible disadvantages on the communication side. And look, the reason why Mourinho is pissed is not because of the transfer market. Yes, don't get me wrong. He always wants more. But it's not the transfer market and the team not buying players that it irritates him, because he knows that. And to be fair, the Fredkins can't do anything about FFP targeting us. They can't do anything about UEFA putting sanctions on us. They can't do anything about that. We could have any ownership out there. They can't do anything about that. But what they can do is that they can speak more. They can communicate more. And that is effectively what is triggering Mourinho's determination to go away. Because he's isolated. When he goes against the referees, and the association of referees goes against him, he's by himself. He's fighting a war against referees by himself. When people criticize Mourinho, you know, Cassano, even the Cassano incident, when people like Cassano throw shit on Mourinho, he is by himself. He gets no support from his inner self, from his inner body, which is the ownership. You know, if Mourinho targets referees, and everybody starts targeting Mourinho after he says all of these things, the Fredkins have to step up. The Fredkins have to help him. He is fighting a war for the benefits of Roma because he loves this club by himself. He's getting no support from the ownership. A positive thing is that apparently Thiago Pinto will speak prior to the Salzburg game, which hopefully will clear some of the doubts away. And the second reason why Mourinho is not pissed, is triggered, is because he wants to speak with this ownership because he wants to stay more years. The ownership don't want to speak with Mourinho right now because they retain that he's got a contract until the end of next season and that the contract has to be respected. So there is no need, according to the Fredkins, for the owners and the manager to sit down right now to speak about future plans. And that's wrong. That is wrong. Why don't they speak? Why are they so quiet? I really like what the Fredkins are doing in this team, to this club, to this brand. And you can't not like what they're doing. Because they appointed a manager like Mourinho. They bought a player like Dybala. Roma won Conference League last season. The women Roma team won the league this season. The Under 19s won the Coppa Italia this season. It is inevitable that the Fredkins are doing a great job. The problem is they are terrible communicators. Terrible. And that's their weak part. I have nothing against them. I want them to stay as ownerships. But they have to change the way they communicate. These are the two main reasons why Mourinho's pissed. And these are the two main reasons of why everything you're hearing right now on the media linked with Roma is about Mourinho's future. Another reason why it can't end like this is because Jose loves this team. And you can see it. Jose loves these players. Jose loves these fans. It cannot end like this. It can't end like this. Because again, I'm gonna abstain from speaking about his future club because this is a Roma fan channel. You know, apparently if he leaves Roma, he will join PSG. This is not a PSG fan channel, and God forbid, thank God, this is not a PSG fan channel. And I'm gonna abstain from saying anything related to PSG. All I will say about PSG is, I know Mourinho loves challenges and he wants to win Champions League with that team because that team needs a Champions League. But all I will say on that front is, do we really want a manager like Mourinho to go in a league which is a farmers league and it's not even top 5 best leagues in Europe? L League. L fans. The fans of that team are toxic fans. The environment of that team is a toxic environment. And ultimately, deep down, yes, PSG need to win that Champions League. But would winning a Champions League with PSG even be that spectacular? PSG are forced to win the Champions League. With all of the budget they have, with all of the money they have, with all of the players they have, that's what they have to do. I'm abstaining from PSG because that's not my topic. That's not who I support. And let's speak about Roma. What I want to say here, I want to say one thing here. This is the most important thing of this live stream. This is the most important thing of this live stream. Please smash the like button right now before I say this, because it's the most clinching piece of this live stream. We all want Jose to stay. Well, we can do this. If we put pressure on that board, if we really deep down show the Fredkins that we want Mourinho to stay, Mourinho will stay. Where I'm heading with this situation is, we can change this situation. We, fans, in fact, are the only ones who can change this situation. Only ones to change this situation. And I don't care if you're a season ticket holder. I don't care if you live in Brazil. I don't care if you live in Australia. I don't care if you live in the United States of America. You, if you care about this club and want this manager to stay, can change the situation. Make yourself loud. This is what effectively a community does. One of the reasons why I built this community is to show everyone the love of this club, to make more people aware of this club. But one of the benefits of creating a community is exactly this. Make yourself loud. Show everyone, tell everyone that you want Jose to stay. Go on social media and protest. Go on the Fredkins Instagram page and protest. Or if you're going to the stadium, just like me on Thursday, I've prepared this. We, fans, are the only ones who can change this situation. Us fans and the players, such as Pellegrini, who's the captain, can change this situation. Look, deep down, and I always say deep down. Deep down, oh my God, what was I gonna say? I forgot. Oh my God, I forgot. Oh, for fuck's sake. What was I gonna say, for God's sake? We're the ones who can change this situation. If you're at the stadium against Inter on Saturday, the entire stadium was singing his name for a second, for an instant. Mourinho loves this team. It cannot end like this. Again, after reading all of these rumors, does my opinion change? My opinion doesn't change. I still think Mourinho will be the manager next season, because he will realize that, he will realize that the fans are why this club is alive. So he will realize, and he already realized this. When he brought the team towards the Curva Sud after the Inter game to kind of prepare them for Thursday, rewatch that clip. Mourinho was about to cry. And you know what the worst thing is? So we all remember that Mourinho against Cremonese he illegally brought a microphone to record what the referee was saying. Mourinho will be punished for this. And if Mourinho gets punished for this, Mourinho will be suspended until the end of the season, meaning he will miss the remaining games sitting on the bench. The worst part of this is, if Mourinho leaves at the end of the season, this Thursday is his last game sitting on that bench. Which I know is crazy. I know it's depressing. But I truly believe that these rumors may be true, may be false. They are here to destabilize the environment. Because the media hates Mourinho. And these rumors have been launched to destabilize the concentration of this team and the unity of this team in preparation for Thursday. I believe, and my opinion doesn't change, Mourinho will be the manager next season. But obviously things have worsened. I wouldn't be surprised if he leaves. But as I just said, the fans have the fans can change this. So go out there. Again, be loud. You may think that writing something underneath the Fredkins social media doesn't do anything. It does. Do it. If you care about the future of this team, if you care about the future of this club, if you care about the manager's future, do it. Make yourself loud. Because another disadvantage if Jose leaves is that whoever the next coach will be will have so much responsibility in covering such a big job. A job of uniting everyone together. A job of having, 20 sold outs out of 20 in a season. And ultimately a job of bringing this team in a European semi-final and competing for a top 4. It can't end like this. It won't end like this. Mourinho has to stay. Mourinho must stay at Roma and sign a new contract no matter how many clubs are willing to pay him more money. Let's see what you guys think on the poll. Ultimately, if he leaves, he leaves. Cambiano I giocatori e anche I presidenti, ma noi saremo qua. If he leaves, he leaves. There's nothing I can do. I mean, if he leaves, I hope that I made you love this club, or the players or the manager made you love this club. That's ultimately the job of this community. Right, let's see what you guys think on the poll. Out of 78 votes, 82% says stay and 18% say go. Right, now that you've answered this poll, go. Make yourself loud. You've answered this poll. Round it up. 90% of you guys want Mourinho to stay. Make yourself loud. Make it happen. We are the ones who can change this situation. Right, people are saying he won't leave. I love Jose, but if he leaves with disappointment from here, he's finished in top 5 leagues. He goes in PSG, messes up a little bit, and they'll throw him away just... Yeah, again, I'm a Roma fan. I'm not a Mourinho fan. I love Mourinho. As I said at the start, I've never fallen in love with a manager more than Mourinho. I care about Mourinho. I don't want Mourinho to go to PSG. Even if that doesn't affect my team, I don't want him to go. Because PSG is a toxic environment. Have you seen PSG fans? They go outside the players' houses and threaten them every time they lose a game. But again, as I just said, I think another thing is that much of this will depend on if we reach Champions League football. But yeah, the timing of this is crap. So we gotta focus on Thursday, because Thursday is the most important thing of this week, and it's the most important thing of the season. So if you haven't already, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Match preview tomorrow, and I'll catch you very, very soon. Click all of the things below, bell button and all of that, and yeah, catch you tomorrow. Simon out.